Okay, so I'm here at New Jupyter Notebook, and this is gonna be a new topic I want to introduce to you called conditional statements in Python. What are the conditional statements which we have, which like if else, else, and what are the other possible conditional statement? And also want to tell you that the next session which I have planned was use cases of list, what are the scenarios where we can use. So we are not yet done with the list. We have many things, not many things, some of the, now we'll move towards some advanced topic in the list. But however, I thought it's important for me to first cover the conditional statements in Python, and then I will be covering functions in Python, and then we'll go back to the list and the data structures. So now, what is conditional statement in Python? So a conditional statement in Python is basically a control flow statement that allows the program to execute a certain block of code if a certain condition is true, and another block of code if the condition is false. So basically, where we can use these conditional statements. So we can use these conditional statements to make certain decisions or to test for certain conditions, right? So the most commonly used conditional statements in Python is the if else statement, and we'll see the basic syntax of the if else statement, and then we'll see a example also. Okay, so let me just rename this to 003 conditional statements in Python. THOM. Perfect. So let me cover the first if else statement. So what is the syntax? First we'll see the syntax of syntax. So if condition so we'll write code to execute if condition is true. So I'll do a pass here so that I should not get any. So this is pass and continue. Again, I will try to cover, but let's see what we can. Just we are understanding the. So pass is not a syntax. Okay, I'm just making the pass here to make this code run, right? So okay, let me just do one thing else. Code to execute if condition is false. Okay, so this is very simple. So if the condition is true, execute this code, and if it is false, then execute this code. So this is basically the syntax we follow in the condition. I hope it's making sense to you guys. So let's say now I have a number, let's say x equal to, let's say 10. So if this number, we'll see, if x is greater than 0, print x is positive number, else print x is negative number. So here the if condition, if will check the condition. So this is the condition, and what we are checking, if it is greater than 0 or not. I think, I'll in the next video I will cover the operators, the logical conditions also. Okay, I think that's also I didn't cover. Okay, I'll cover that, but just understand that it is checking whether value of x is greater than 0 or not, right? So if it is, then we'll tell that x is a positive number, right? And else it will tell it is a negative number. Clear? Right. So then we'll also try to cover the another statement, which is the other statement, which is your, let me copy this code so that I can save some time. So here we are going to cover if else statement. So if elif statement. So now the syntax mostly remains same for our positive, only change is if it is a condition 1, if condition 1 is true. Okay, and there is a something called elif condition 2. So when we have multiple conditions, right? So in that case, what we need to do is something like this, something of this sort we do. Okay, so if go to execute, if the elif can be any number, guys, it need not to be only 2, it can be any number. So like that you can have multiple conditions like elif condition 3, elif condition 4, but however at the end else should be there, closing should be with, because we know that if all the conditions are not true, then what to do. So in that way it is important for us to have the else at the end of the conditional statements. And to see that, we basically see this example, we can continue with that. So now I will try to introduce to you, let's make it a -10 now. Now this holds true, but we don't we have any other condition, which is what is this condition? We have elif x is less than 0, right? Then we can use this statement saying that now we can tell for sure that x is a negative number, else what we can tell that x is 0. Making sense? Because we are checking whether x is greater than 0, yes, it is a positive number. X is less than 0, yes, it is a negative number. But if these two conditions does not met, then it will conclude that yes, x is 0. We'll see that, we'll change the value. So x is a negative number, x is a positive number, x is 0. So we see we have executed all 3 blocks of the code by just changing the value of x. So that is the power of this particular conditional statement. So now we can have a control, like I want to, when this condition met, only that time I want to execute this code, right? And that's and now we'll try to learn about another conditional statement, which is nested if else statement, which is a nested if else statement. So in nested if else statement, we have a if else statement inside another if else statement. That's it. Okay, so we'll try to see a syntax first for that. Nested if else statement. So the syntax will be if condition 1 code to execute if condition 1 is true, if condition 2 code to execute if condition 2 is true, else code to execute if condition 2 is false, and then else for this. So every if should have a else condition. There is no single if. Okay, code to execute if condition 1 is false. We can have any number of ifs inside, so that is a nested if else. Okay guys, if you're finding it very overwhelming, don't worry, it's very simple thing. Just we are based on the logic how you want to execute it, it will just work. Okay, so example we can see. Okay, so let's say we have two variable this time. Let's say x equal to 4 and y equal to let's say 11. Now we have if x is greater than 0, we can say that, and if y is also greater than 0, we can say that x and y are both positive numbers, and also the else part of this. So in the else part I can tell x is positive number and y is not positive number. Then if not this, then else we can tell x is non-positive. No, it's not positive. Print x is not positive number. So yeah, it has gone and it has evaluated both the conditions and then told that, then we came to know that these both are positive numbers. So this is again a nested if else. This is a very simple example. You might have some other type of scenarios which you have to go through, but the idea is same. You should understand that what if else is doing, and that's the same behavior is carried forward wherever you are using. Okay, correct. So now we'll discuss last conditional operator, which is I think important, is a ternary operator, which is a shorthand way of writing a if else statement that assign a value to a variable based on a condition. Okay, so that is something. So the syntax, so the ternary operator, ternary operator, and its syntax for this will be variable equal to true value if condition, else false value. So this is a syntax. So if the condition meet, then it will assign the true value to the variable, otherwise it will assign the false value to the variable. Let's see one example of that. Okay, so x is equal to -5. So result equal to x is positive if x is greater than 0, else x is negative. And if you see the result, x is negative. Now let's just change that to positive and we'll see the result. X is positive. So based on the conditions, right? So based on condition, it is assigning it's a true value or a negative value to the variable. I think that's all I want to discuss regarding the conditional statements in Python. I generally try to make small videos for everything, but I thought it's a one shot we can cover this, and it is easy to follow, so I covered it. There might be any other thing you might want to know, just read about that, and I think it should be sufficient for us to start working on any problem statement which we take on in Python. Yeah, so that's all for this video. See you in another video.